Hello, gorgeous souls. Today you are speaking to myself, Jules O'Neill, and Kirsten Reck, and we are here today sharing to you what a Women's Wisdom workshop is like, the before, the during and the after. And Kirsten's going to share her story with you. So Kirsten, thank you for coming.
Of course.
Tell these gorgeous people who are curious about what is involved with Women's Wisdom, who you were before you started using these tools and techniques on yourself.
Okay, firstly, who I was before, I was an absolute mess. I'd lived with chronic fatigue for 8 years. I'd searched tirelessly here, England, everywhere to find a cure. And when I came across Women's Wisdom, I just knew instantly, this is what I needed. This could really shift my life. We were miserable in the home, really miserable. I just had shut down, so I just lived with chronic fatigue. I would just struggle through every day. Somehow I was still teaching. My husband was drinking a lot. This had been since day one, and we just didn't know what to do, how to solve it. So we were both really shut down and trying to find that feeling, putting pressure on each other to kind of find that feeling, and we just couldn't find it. We were miserable. And we just lost ourselves completely. I didn't know who I was. I had no self-esteem, no self-worth. So that really strong, confident woman that I was, I just lost her. So Women's Wisdom transformed our home in such an amazing way, and I think the number one thing that it does, you really learn authentically who you are. It's really okay to be you.
That's awesome. That is a powerful thing in itself. So when you came along to the workshop, how was the 2-day experience for you?
Amazing. I think I've done every single one.
Yeah, you have.
I just love it so much. The connection with other women. It's a vulnerable space too, where everyone is opening up, you're sharing, and we're really being real, because I know, as I've learned from you, we just pretend. Like, it looks like our homes are happy, safe, connected, but they're not. So that was a space where we can be real and we can be authentic, and you can create change in your life.
And really look at it coming from your own point of view, not what someone else is saying. What does your own awareness say for you?
Definitely. Like, a great example, I was thinking about this morning, is there are so many parts of yourself you judge and you make wrong. Like, for example, the princess part of myself. Like, I love getting my nails done. I love putting makeup. I love wearing nice dresses. I love that. And I judged it for so long. And the other part of myself, which is really, determined and really assertive, and that wasn't really celebrated in society. And I'd had points of views, and I'd made that really fierce energy wrong. So you start hiding part of those parts in yourself, and you start conditioning yourself and being someone who you think society wants, but it's not you. You're not coming from that place of love, excitement. You just really hiding. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, well, a lot of us do, yeah. So when you learnt the tools and the techniques from the workshop and you took them home, how did that roll for you? How did that work?
It was awesome, because I think you said it was all good to teach your partner. So as soon as I went home, I went, honey, you're going to learn muscle testing. So, and he was happy to. He was on board. He wanted to grow as well. So it just helped our home enormously, because I think we can really live our life from our emotional bodies. So we can have stress, drama, anger, all of these things going on, and we could really work out what's actually really going on in our bodies. How can we create greater connection? How can we create greater warmth? And I had my answer. I had Women's Wisdom. I actually had a tool where I could transform my life. We'd had misery for so many years, and we were determined not to go back there. And this was the tool that enabled us to make sure that we never get back to that space, that we're always focusing on abundance, love, and connection.
And how long ago, Kirsten, did you actually do Women's Wisdom? Like, how long have you been using these tools?
6 years.
Okay, and so within the 6 years, things have moved forward, expanded. How have you and Lyle been as a couple?
Definitely. I think it helped us enormously. I think definitely when our son came along, it helped us even more, because we were really free. We really kind of knew who we were. And then suddenly we had a son, and we again went into that conditioning, thinking, oh, I need to be a parent. I need to give to my child, and I need to give to my son before all else.
Wow.
And then just totally lost myself, and Lyle again. So stepping back into that space where you're taking back your personal power, and you can be in family, you can have a child, you can be in a business, and you can be all of you. So creating that, I think. And I did that through Women's Wisdom.
And did you struggle with any of the tools and techniques that you learnt after the workshop?
Oh, Jules, you know me. I love every single tool. I mean, we do this, yes, pretty much almost every day in our home. So if any one of us is out of sorts, feeling flat, out of all, just not feeling ourselves, if there's sickness, we don't live in that. We work out what it is. You know, especially with our son, it's such a useful tool. He's 18 months. I'm not a mind reader, you know,
Yes.
and sometimes he needs to just run out energy crying and be upset. But a lot of the time we can work out what it is, and sometimes it's in lull or I. So it's a wonderful tool to work out what is going on with yourself.
We're actually unraveling the stress when you have stressful homes, working out where it starts and combining all of you so you all get more connected.
Definitely.
Yeah, really helpful, really, really helpful. And so you've been using it for a while. So to all the people watching now, one of the things I love to share about awareness is just like when you get tired, sleep soothes tired. And just like when you are hungry, food, quality food really soothes that. Emotional stress is soothed by awareness. And that's one of the main things that we have through Women's Wisdom. One of the main things, you would agree?
Definitely.
Yep.
One of the best. Yeah, definitely one of the best things, I think, because as you know, I've gone through a lot of those emotional spaces with Ethan, like thinking that I had to be home every day and wondering if there was something seriously flawed in myself. Like, why couldn't I make myself fit into home every day of the week? And you've been, and Women's Wisdom, a tremendous help in saying, you know what, it's really okay to put my son in daycare, and we're so much happier. He's in daycare. We get food delivered. We make life really easy, because otherwise we'd just be living from our emotional body. This is what I should do. I've just got to push through. I'm in struggle, survival.
Everyone else does this.
Everyone else.
This is,
Yeah,
no one
so
speaks up. Yeah, all of those
exactly.
things. That's great, because a lot of us, I'm a mum too, and a lot of us, we can really lose ourselves in that role, thinking, who am I? And then get to the end of the journey and think, what happened in the last 15 or 20 years? And so hearing you say that you've got a young son and you're already empowering yourself, being who you are, that's going to make the biggest difference to your son growing up, because that's what he's going to be picking up. I can really be me because mum is, because dad is. Really important, really important. So Kirsten, what would you say to these gorgeous souls watching us now, hearing you sharing so beautifully to them about coming and attending and learning Women's Wisdom?
Look, I think it's an absolute no-brainer. If you feel lost, if you're feeling like you've given all your power away, if you're struggling in family, the most important thing you can do, I feel, is to ask for help. And those Women's Wisdom weekends, they're an amazing opportunity to ask for help. Be honest, be authentic, be real about what's happening in your family. You don't have to live in struggle and survival. You can create a life that is easy, that's light, that's abundant, and more important than anything, you learn who you are. It's just, it's okay to be ourselves. I think
All of ourselves.
All of ourselves.
All of the colours.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. It's a no-brainer for me. You want to transform your life? Absolutely, do it.
Well, there you have it from Kirsten, someone who's been using these tools and techniques for quite some time. If this excites you, if you're interested, jump right in, have a look on our website, jump into a workshop, give yourself the chance to empower yourself and learn some tools and techniques that you can take into your home and share with your family to create a life that you really love. Thank you.